It's May, and if you're planting this month, it's all about choosing crops that can handle the heat. Today, I'll show you my favorite vegetables, herbs, and flowers to plant and tell you why they're good choices for summer gardening. We'll also check out the Three Sisters gardens and take a look at that bed we planted together back in March and see how things are growing. I'm Angela from Growing in the Garden. My garden's in Mesa, Arizona. I want to help you succeed, even if you're gardening in tough conditions. If you're planting for the summer, focus on crops that can handle the heat. These 8 vegetables and herbs thrive in hot weather. The best part? Most of these can be planted from seed, so you don't have to spend a ton at the nursery to fill your garden. Armenian cucumbers. Technically a melon, but they taste just like cucumbers. I love the painted serpent variety. I'm gonna plant it right here so it has something to climb. It's prolific, so I'll get my harvest basket ready. There are lots of different varieties. Try them out and see which ones you like. Basil. Tuck it all around your garden. It's one of my favorite warm season companion plants. Choose shady spots for larger leaf types like lettuce leaf. Sunny spots are a great choice for smaller leaf types like Mrs. Burns or amethyst. If you're growing Genovese, give it plenty of sunlight but afternoon shade. My favorite variety? Emerald Towers. It grows up nice and tall and is slow to flower. Yard-long beans or snake beans are prolific and easy to grow. They're more heat-loving than traditional green beans. Plant them near a trellis, they will find it and happily climb. Sometimes it can take a bit for them to start producing, but once they do, they take off. Cantaloupe. I like to grow mine vertically. It will climb up this trellis and support the fruit until it gets ripe. I plant it all around my garden. I'm even growing it this summer in the green stock as an experiment. I'll let you know how it goes. Okra, another one that thrives in the heat. I'm planting it in this bed after I harvest my garlic and onions. If you haven't grown okra before, give it a try. It's incredibly productive. If you're looking for ways to use okra, Google my okra water recipe. It's full of vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. Roselle hibiscus. It can take a while to get going, so I like to plant it among other warm season crops, and by the time they finish up, Roselle is ready to take off and take over the bed. It gets large. 2 plants will fill a 4x8 bed. Sweet potatoes are a great option this time of year, and they're super easy to plant. Let me show you how. Plant 1 slip every 12 inches and bury it so just a few leaves are above the soil. They'll take off and grow quickly. Want to start some slips for a cover crop to plant next month? Bury a potato in the soil and you'll begin to get slips. You can plant them out when you're ready. Watermelon. Give these plants plenty of room. They love to sprawl. I'm planting sugar baby watermelons in this bed. When the dill and onions finish up, those watermelon vines will happily spread over the whole bed. Do you want help knowing what to plant when? Use my vegetable and herb guide. It has planting dates for nearly 100 different vegetables, fruits, and herbs, plus indoor seed starting dates and spacing information. It's the guide I use in my own garden. I'd love for you to have it too. Many of your cool season blooms are finishing up, but that doesn't mean the flower show is over. These 8 heat-loving blooms are tough enough to grow through the summer and beautiful enough to earn a spot in any garden. Angelonia. This is one of my favorite tough summer flowers. It's also called a summer snapdragon. It blooms all through the summer, and in mild winter climates, it can even act as a perennial. I'm planting a mix of colors this year, a white, black, and a beautiful berry color. Angelonia doesn't need deadheading, which makes it super low maintenance. Celosia, look at these fun seedlings. This heat-loving flower adds texture and vibrant color to containers and beds. I'm planting Think Pink and Magenta Brainiac varieties. They're naturally compact and bred for containers and bedding, so they don't need much space. Lisianthus. They may be slow growing, but they are worth the wait. Those rose-like blooms last forever in the vase. I'm tucking in a few dwarf varieties into this container. You can plant them close together and they don't need support. Dwarf varieties are perfect for containers because you just enjoy them here in the garden. I have standard varieties in my beds that I love using for cut flowers. They will require some support as they grow. Zinnias, my favorite summer garden cut flower. When these snapdragons finish up, I'm adding these zinnias that I started indoors into this bed. They will need support and grow up through this netting. I also love growing dwarf varieties that are perfect bedding plants to add to containers or the ends of beds. This year I'm planting Ballerina, Aurora, Zowie Yellow Flame, and Raspberry Ripple, a dwarf variety. Pinch tall varieties of zinnias back when they're a few inches tall, above 2 sets of leaves. This encourages more blooms and branches. Sunflowers, they do more than just look pretty. They also can provide shade to nearby plants. I plant my favorite branching variety that I've saved seeds from for years all around my garden. Stagger plantings every couple of weeks so you have blooms that last all summer. Tithonia. This one is a powerhouse. It grows large, loves the heat, and can be used as a chop and drop cover crop. These plants love the heat but need room to grow. Give them plenty of space and you will see the pollinators flock to these beautiful flowers. Vinca. We all know Vinca is a summer survivor. It takes the heat and keeps on going. But did you know there are different varieties of Vinca? I love planting trailing varieties in containers. I love the way they cascade over the top of the pot. And this year I'm planting some adorable Kauai microbloom varieties. They like a little more shade than the traditional types of Vinca, but these blooms are darling. I'm so excited to add them to my garden. Pinch back young plants early in the season for fuller plants and more blooms. I added trailing Vinca to my green stock. It'll be fun to watch it bloom. Gomphrena. These are hands down one of my favorite flowers. They grow so well during the summer and they just don't quit. I started seeds indoors for Strawberry Fields Gomphrena. Once they're a little bit bigger, I'll plant them outside. There are lots of different varieties to choose from. Pick one and add it to your garden. Keep the blooms harvested throughout the season. It encourages more production. They're perfect for fresh or dried arrangements. That was 8, but I've got one more bonus bloom for you to consider. Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus. The bold burgundy foliage looks like a Japanese maple, but it loves the heat. As a cut flower, it's beautiful on its own, or as a backdrop for bright summer blooms. I've got this one here that I overwintered, and it's already putting on new growth and blooms. Mahogany Splendor is an excellent way to add color and texture to your summer garden, and it thrives in the heat. Want help growing flowers all year long? Grab my flower planting guide. It's full of helpful information about planting, spacing, pinching, everything you need to know to grow a successful flower garden here in the low desert. Now let's take a look at how things are growing. This garden bed we planted together back in March is taking off. Things are growing really well. The tomatoes have climbed almost all the way up their cages, and I'm starting to see the first blush of color on the tomatoes. Got my first squash bloom. It's a male, so I'm waiting for the females to show up. The cucumber is getting ready to climb this trellis. The edamame has sprouted and is growing well. I see the beginnings of little blossoms right through here. There's a cosmos I need to pinch. I'm starting to see blossoms on the beans. Hopefully that means we'll be harvesting soon. This cantaloupe is tucked under here. It's not getting much sun. Hopefully it takes off and can climb up and over on this trellis. Overall, things are growing really well. Marigolds are blooming, I'm harvesting parsley and thyme, and the basil's starting to take off. The Three Sisters gardens are looking good. The corn is starting to get tall, the beans are climbing, and the squash is covering the soil just like it's supposed to. I planted 3 beds with this gardening method, and 2 of them are doing great. But this one, struggling. Turns out the water had been turned off. I turned it back on, and now that it's getting the water it needs, hopefully it will catch up. We'll check on all of these beds next month and hopefully start harvesting. If you want to be successful gardening during hot summers, here are the 5 things to keep in mind. Focus on your soil. Fill beds all the way up. Add compost and worm castings when you plant. The best place to get worm castings? From your own in-ground vermicomposting bins. I've been neglecting this bin because it's covered in flowers. The worms are gone, the food is gone. It's the perfect time to harvest these castings. Deep watering less often. This encourages the roots to grow deep. Those roots will have access to more moisture, cooler soil, and less temperature fluctuations. Add shade if you need to. Look for areas in your yard that receive morning sun and afternoon shade naturally. Those are the best spots to garden in during the summer. Here are the plants that definitely need shade during the summer. But these plants can tolerate full summer sun. Don't skip the mulch. It's crucial for a hot summer garden. A thick layer of mulch helps to insulate the soil and preserve moisture. And finally, spend time in your garden. Hopefully, we'll have big harvests in June, but that won't happen if you don't spend time in your garden during May. This will help you stay on top of pests and diseases. Make sure your watering is working and things are growing well. Need ideas? Use this task list so you know exactly what to do in your garden each day. May is such a rewarding time in the garden. Keep showing up, enjoy what you've planted, and let's make this a great month. Want a thriving desert garden? Join my monthly online classes, live or on replay, and get instant access to past classes and journals. Bring your questions and let's grow together in Growing in the Garden Academy. All right, I'm Angela. Missed our window. Now I forgot the line. What? Want? Thought that would go. And a plane. Too loud? Definitely need shade.
During the summer?
During the summer. Finally. Oh, am I still spinning? What else am I doing?